Okay. Okay, we are now being recorded. Okay. Yes. We are now being recorded and I'm going to post this separately if I have to. But hello people from the pre-recorded VOD or whatever the fuck this is going to be. This is the Cyberpunk anime trailer. So let's see what this is. All right, let's go. Let's see what this is about. 'Cause I have not seen anything about this. All I know is the art style is pretty fucking pog. So let's see. They're doing it live! All right. Go. Oh, Arasaka building, alright. Okay. Ooh. Is it? Oh, I knew it was fucking Trigger. I knew it was. No, I meant to and I forgot. Oh, I fucking love Night City. Right, you can give... Oh. You can give Cyberpunk 2077 all the shit you want, but fucking Night City is always gonna be fucking beautiful. Fuck! Okay, okay. Oh, fuck. Fuck off, Netflix. Alright. Okay, so, yeah, no, I am... Okay, so everything I like about Cyberpunk was right the fuck there. Right? Okay, so hang on, let's scrub through a little bit. So, first off, like, the visual design is fucking great. Like, the framing of this shot here, like, is absolutely perfect. So you've got like Militech and Aras. I'm imagining, right, that this is going to be framed as like a battle of megacorps because honestly that's the easiest fucking thing to do in this world. And if so, this framing is fucking perfect. Cause at first glance, right, if you don't know anything about the world, then it's like, oh, it's a skyline shot. Hey, look. But then you've got Arasaka and Militech. Two diametrically opposed things. Militech, like, name, right there, square buildings, like, very, very, like, utilitarian, versus Arasaka, which, logo only, like, more of a rounded, more Art Deco kind of building, just, like, completely puts them at odds, and that's really fucking great. Like, the framing on that's really fucking good. Like, you got this guy who looks like he's coming down from some sort of drug trip, which is really good because drugs are a big part of Night City. CD Projekt Red, of course. You've got, you know, the Night City crosswalk, which just looks great. Very, very nice, like, artistic interpretation of Cyber Eyes there. That's really fucking good. Trigger. Like, the Night City fucking, like, okay. Like, honestly. Ugh! Oh, ow, 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 ow. Honestly, if I could pick anywhere to fucking live, right, that wasn't like a utopia, I'd probably pick Night City purely because of this shot right here. Look at this. This right here. Fuck me. Night City is so fucking beautiful and they've nailed it here. Like, it's beautiful in the game too. But, like, it's basically like how I've always imagined Night City in my imagination, like, put right on a fucking screen. And something that, like, you can never, like, you can fault Mike Pondsmith for a bunch of shit.
Is that your wallet? Or are you just glad to see me?
Mm.
Both, I hope.
This feels like Tokyo Ghoul if it had the movie Blade Runner.
Well, I'll go into that in a minute. But, like, just the visuals of it are just really, really good. Like, it's neon, chrome, and concrete, and that is the three pillars of what makes Cyberpunk. And I don't mean Cyberpunk the franchise, I mean Cyberpunk the genre. And I think they've honestly really nailed it here. One of my big worries was that they were going to lose that spark that makes Cyberpunk. And I do mean the actual franchise here, Cyberpunk. Like, they've got the fashion down, they got the aesthetic of the world down, Like, holy fucking shit, it is so good. I cannot believe it. Trigger could totally put it, hey, we're on the moon the entire time, twisted there, and it wouldn't be out of place. Yeah, no, because there is actually colonies on the moon in the cyberpunk world. Like, they don't go into it in 2077 for some fucking reason, but in 2020, there's a source book that came out, and it's basically says, like, yeah, no, there's fucking colonies on the moon. So you probably could actually have, like, that, but I don't think they're gonna do that, because this looks like a brain dance sequence right here. Because in the game, brain dances are actually really poorly done, but in universe, brain dances are supposed to be so realistic that they use them to help people get through trauma, right? Like one of the main ways that people get like therapy in the cyberpunk universe is by exposure therapy via brain dance. Are you undergoing dissociation through excessive use of cybernetics? Well, here is an exposure therapy brain dance that forcibly reassociates you. Like, and are you afraid of heights? Here's a brain dance where you can simulate falling to your death again and again and again until you no longer fear it. Shit like that. It's fucked up, and it's very heavily based off of the idea of mental health as it stood in the fucking 80s, because that's when Cyberpunk 2020 was written, but it exists. And that's fun. I really thought they would hit Mars by now. That's the issue with Cyberpunk, is that Cyberpunk is incredibly, like, advanced, but because basically the United States government is borderline non-existent, like, Night City is its own independent pseudo-state, right? And the USA, as it exists, well, it doesn't exist, it's the NUSA now, the new United States of America, and it's basically powerless. The President of the United States is also the fucking CEO of Militech, for fuck's sake. So, yeah, so there's a lot of technological advancement, like non-stop, just boom, 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 boom. But if there's no profit margin in it, they're not going to do it. So, colonization of Mars, because of how expensive it is, they're not doing it. Unless I'm mistaken, but unless I'm mistaken, and it's in like a source book somewhere, and I just haven't read it. But in order for one of the megacorps to put forth a Mars colonization effort, it would need to be something that they could profit off of. And like the moon colonies only exist because there was such overpopulation on Earth, and like the mega cities like Night City are so like crowded that rich people were like, well, fuck this, I want to go somewhere else. So they went to the fucking moon. Yeah, basically, yeah. But like this to me is probably a brain dance right here. This is probably, these two people are probably in a shared brain dance, because that actually exists, or at least I believe it does. This might have been something that a DM homebrewed, but I don't think they did, because it seems very much in the universe, where these two are not together at all. They're probably somewhere, like, far fucking, probably other sides of the fucking city, and, they both plug into a brain dance, or a net running chair, or something, and their net avatars are connecting in basically a VR chat room, you know? Like, you know VR chat, right? VR chat is basically what a brain dance is, except instead of you waving around your room being Ugandan Knuckles, you're leaning back in your chair being completely motionless in real life while being Ugandan Knuckles on the net, basically. Like, this is really cool. Like, it looks like there's a lot of fight scenes that are really, really cool. Like this, like there's parkour, like the motorcycle things, like I see the scabs are there. Like, there's a lot of really, really cool shit. Yeah, basically deep dive VR, yeah. This, honestly, it looks like the anime version of what Cyberpunk is. If you run Cyberpunk, if you run, like, 2020 Red, not 13, because 13's kind of shit now, but that's only because 13 came out in the fucking 70s, so, like, this what this trailer is basically like slices of what's going to be going through your mind, because Cyberpunk is a very, very streamlined game. Like, unlike D&D, where there's like 6 actions a fucking turn, you get 1 action a turn, and each turn, not each round, each turn is 3 seconds. So you do your thing, that's your 3 seconds, right? Like, you know, it's like it's not like Dungeons and Dragons, where it's like each round is 6 seconds. For Cyberpunk, no, it's like, what can you do in 3 seconds? Go. And it's very, very frantic, very, very fast paced, and it encourages you to do dumb, super cool shit. It's literally the phrasing in the book is oh god, I'm trying to paraphrase it, but it's in like the 2020 book where it says, don't be afraid of looking dumb. The whole point is you're trying to be as cool as possible, and if that makes you look stupid because you fuck it up, well, that's cyberpunk, baby. Like, it's very, very, it's a very, very like laissez-faire approach to tabletop, but it still has rules in order to facilitate those cool moments, right? Like, for example, in my Cyberpunk game that I run on Sundays, like every like couple times a month for the patrons, we had a fight on a dock where there were a bunch of Russians who were offloading illicit cyberware, and the Voodoo Boys came to basically put a stop to it, and the players are caught in the middle, and we had like this big fucking fight happen. And one of the Russians tried to escape, and it turned out that they were with the Russian government. So they tried to get in a boat and go to a tanker ship that was off the coast, yeah, and call for backup. So Isaiah's character, like, runs up, jumps in the boat, and just has a fucking fist fight with this fucking Russian. And then Nim's character lines up a sniper shot from, like, fucking, like half a mile out, takes the shot, dumps all his luck points into it, blows her fucking arm off. Isaiah's character punches her in the throat and kills her. And then it's a matter of, like, but because Isaiah can't drive a boat, he loses control of the boat. The boat flips 3 times, and he's left clinging to it, like, above, like, an acidic ocean, as the rest of the party is going to try and rescue him. And it's such a fucking cool moment. And, like, it would have been, like, super cool if, like, Isaiah's character had been able to grab the wheel, turn the boat, bring it back, but instead we have this moment of everything just flipping over. Open the machine pistol? I thought he punched her in the throat. Whatever. Semantics. Effect is the same. Effect is the same. I think he wanted to punch her. I think he wanted to punch her, and he realized that his brawling skill is shit. I think that's what it was. But regardless, he emptied his fucking gun into her, fucking flipped the boat, everyone had to come get him, and then they had to run before either the Russians or the Voodoo Boys came to fucking, or the cops came and made the problem worse. And it was, and it was so fucking cool, and it basically is the tabletop version of everything we saw in this fucking trailer. The only thing that I think puts me a little on edge. Oh yeah, and your employer expected you to die, yeah, that's another thing. The fact that this is set in a universe created by Mike Pondsmith, and then it's not written by him? I don't know. The last time... Now, I don't want to say anything against the Polish, right? Because, like, what happened with Cyberpunk 2077... I'd say that's more the suit's fault than it is anyone else's fault. But the last time, I'm assuming this person is a member of CD Projekt Red, right? The last time we got a Cyberpunk story written by someone who was not Mike Pondsmith, we got a story that is kind of shit. Like, I love Cyberpunk 2077. I love the world, I love the mechanics when they work, I love the city design, I love everything about it. But after Konpeki Plaza, the story is shit. Because Cyberpunk is a character-driven story. Every single thing inside... Hang on, I can actually grab my Cyberpunk book. Hang on. Oh, fuck me. Shit. Oh, that hurt. Fuck me. Oh, fuck. Ow. Okay. Holy shit. Ow. Okay, so I have a book here. I have the Cyberpunk 2070 source book here. And it actually tells you... It actually gives you like a play-by-play of how Cyberpunk gigs run and how they are intended to be done. So... And by the way, this is like suggestions, not like, oh, here's how you play the game. But it's like the general gist, right? Okay, so... Like, so it's got like basically a bunch of plot points that you can you can slot in if you don't know what you're doing, right? What do I think about the Cyberpunk Vampire the Masquerade crossover? I think it could be good, but it would require issues. Yeah, no, 2077 like is definitely the inferior product. Like Red is so much better. So, hang on, I'm just gonna read this. In this section, we've listed some of the all-time best beats found in shows, movies, books, and plays throughout entertainment history. Start by picking a type of beat, a hook, cliffhanger, development, climax, or resolution that you need for each part of your beat chart. Next, read each beat listed under that area for ideas and possible directions to take your beat. Beat being a gig in this case, or like a section of a gig. With little imagination, be surprised at how fast you can construct an interesting storyline. Now, I actually use this quite a bit. I don't use it, ridiculously, like, much, but, because, like, I'm better at storytelling than I used to be. So, like, if I just go down the list, so we got Crisis, and then Crisis, Ambush, Dogfight, and Back from the Dead, right? Those are the ones, that's the beat chart we're using, right? So, in order, so that is, something happens to your character, right? Your character has to go do something. Your character goes to solve the issue. They get ambushed. A problem occurs. You have to, what was the second one I did? Drive-by, was it? I think I said drive-by. Your character has to get into like a drive-by fight, and then after the fight and they've solved what they thought was the crisis, they wind up realizing that someone important from their past has come back from the dead. Now, the lineup of all of these, they are centered around a character from the get-go. There is no fucking Johnny Silverhand who takes over your fucking story. There's no, Arasaka's bigger than all of you. Like, the issue with Cyberpunk 2077 is in a world that is driven entirely by character and character motivation, they gave us the motivation of a dead man and a conflict based around a fucking megacorp that we don't give a shit about. Like, that's the issue with Cyberpunk 2077's story, and it's an issue brought up that's created by the fact that CDPR's writers do not understand that that's what this universe is. And, like, the thing is, they can do it, because V's story starts at the beginning, where you have, like, your origin story is entirely character-driven. You've got your team up with Jackie, you've got the Maelstromers, you've got Konpeki Plaza, and the moment you fucking get that bullet shot in your head by Dex, it stops being V's story and starts being Johnny's, and you are no longer an active participant in the story. It is the equivalent of a DM, like, basically taking your character and saying, like, okay, I know you have a background where your parents got taken by Arasaka when you were a child, and you want to solve their murders, but you have to work with Arasaka because Arasaka has a story that I want to tell. Here's the thing. With Cyberpunk, this is a case in 2020. I don't know if it's changed for Red, but I don't care enough to check. In Cyberpunk 2020, the Game Master was not called the Game Master. They weren't called the Dungeon Master. They were called the Referee.
Both, I hope.
Right?
Ugh, the dreaded railroad.
Exactly. Like, the reason why in Dungeons and Dragons it's called the Dungeon Master is because it's the DM's story, you're just playing in it. In Cyberpunk 2020, you're called the referee because, yes, you frame the story, but you work with your players to tell their story. Cyberpunk is the tale is the assorted stories of the Edgerunners that make up the world. And your players are those Edgerunners, and it is their stories that is your job to tell and for the players to be interested in. Right? Right? Fuck. Like, the fact that it is the pride of Poland here fucking writing the story, and not this motherfucker right here who understands this world better than literally anybody else, that's my problem. I was gonna play Cal the Kangaroo anyway, but alright, fair enough. You guys think about the anime trailer? It's good! I already said it's good! It's already said it's good. Oh, you just got here. Alright, fair enough. It is very, very good. But yeah, point being, the trailer is good. I am excited. The only thing that gives me pause is the fact that it's not being written by Mike Pondsmith. Like, I feel like after the nonsense that was 2077, the next Cyberpunk thing should be written by Mike. Holy shit. Like, holy fucking shit. Meanwhile, I note that, like, half the people on the YouTube viewers have just, like, dropped, which is funny. I got so fucking into it that, like, I scared people off. Shit. Oh well. I reserve the right to be a cringe nene baby about the shit I love. Taking a good such a game was written by Mike. Never Fade Away. I know Never Fade Away was written by Mike. Here's the thing. Never Fade Away was actually a good fucking section. Because that was the section where you play as Johnny, right? Unless I'm mistaken, that's the one where you play as Johnny attacking Arasaka Tower? Yeah, maybe you're right. Yeah, in the linear story that would probably work better. Yeah. Yeah, and the thing is, the main reason that's good is because you know that started as a fucking module, right? Yeah, you know that started as a fucking module in 2020.
Is that your wallet?
I mean, you're not wrong, Arsenal.
Both, I hope.
Yeah.
Johnny's gun is the only gun that had personality, the rest were just copy and paste.
Yeah, in 2020, that entire section is a module you can play, and one player plays as Johnny Silverhand, the others can either play as Rogue and the camera guy, or you can bring original characters. Hmm? Excuse what? Skippy has more personality. To be fair, Skippy has personality because Skippy talks. I don't know if that one can really be counted. I don't know about that one. There's another solo in the module? I know, but like the thing is, in 2020, like with that module was like, one player had to play Johnny. And that's actually how a lot in 2020, like the universe forwarding ones were. Where like you'd have one player play like the lore character, or the DM could do it. And then everyone else could either play as other lore characters, or you could bring your own. I don't know. It's been a minute since I've read the module, and I've never run it, but the way I've always approached it, like, if I were to run it, you'd have one person be Johnny, and everyone else it's like an optional thing. And even then, the DM could be Johnny if nobody wanted to be Johnny. Cult of the Lamb. So why am I farming Titan? For my book! This is the book. If you complete 9 things on this thing, you get a shitload of XP for one of your, ults. And just farming Titan is the fastest way to do it. Think Animal Crossing, but Lovecraft. I have never heard of that. What the fuck?
We got to get that 3D model, looking forward to what it will be.
Thank you, Zeno! Holy shit. I think, like, depending on how big the, Hey, bada boom! Thank you, Zeno! Thank you a lot. Like, actually. Yeah. Point being, Cyberpunk is fucking pog as shit, and I love it. Hat! Yeah, hat time! Nah. Yeah, like, I'm gonna be honest, like... You guys wanna know what my favorite Cyberpunk module is? Because you'll never guess it. And by the way, Cyberpunk, before anyone says anything, Cyberpunk is not based off modules like D&D is. It's very much based off of gigs. So you'll have your DM will come up with some gigs, and they will basically, like, forward your character's story, or it'll just be so your character can pay rent. Please do not redeem glasses off. I've already got spine pain. Oh, I just realized we still got the thing. So yeah, sorry people who are on the recording. You know, I'm not gonna cut this bit because we're still talking about Cyberpunk. But my favorite Cyberpunk module is a module where you steal a floppy disk or a USB basically from NASA and then deliver it to the European Space Agency. And it is fucking great because basically NASA and the ESA have been privatized, and they're rival megacorps that want to fucking kill each other, and it's great. But yeah, I forgot that we were still recording. So hey, those of you that are watching this recorded, if I didn't cut this out, hey, sorry you missed the stream. Or if you're back here from after watching the stream, hey, like, comment, subscribe. We're gonna play Final Fantasy now.